What it is, y'all, it's your old boy Pilkin. We're coming at you with another DanChro video, guys. I really wanted to talk about level 5 and level 6 in Uncharted Battlefield, but unfortunately level 5 just kind of crumbled. We are working on level 6, however, and I think this is the last level where I can kind of be a bit stingy and weird about the units that I'm using. Now, if I'm honest with you guys, I have been doing a lot of testing on this team tonight because I kind of feel like this is the last, these next two fights are the last fights where I can really be a bit flexible with my teams. Now, going forward, I will need to have really solid teams. So these units at level 60, a couple assists at level 50, Tiona without an assist. I only have 15 assists, I think maybe 16 assists left, and I need 18 in total. So the moral of the story, essentially, is that Tiona without one, next fight, we'll probably run somebody without one, but after that, everybody's got to have an assist. They might not necessarily be the proper typing or whatever, but we've, short-term loss, long-term gain. Now, as is with this team, we are essentially, for lack of a better way to put it, we are coming up just a bit short. That's it. Just a little bit shy of the amount of damage we need. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this recovery item off of Cassandra, and I'm going to give her an offensive item. Probably, let's see, in Vitality. I think we'll do that. And that unit will also come, if I go to skill info here, front-facing AoE attack, can use it 2 times. She'll probably use it before we get to the final fight, but it is what it is. Everybody else has an SR item. Oop, nope. I want that item back. There we go. Everybody else has an SR item. I think we'll be good. The other half of this is I put an N assist here on the end just to kind of try to eke out the most amount of damage. I won't lie, I did a couple of other attempts at this, and each time we get to the boss with about a minute and a half to spare to actually fight the boss, but we are just a little short of the amount of damage needed in order to beat the boss. So I think I'm going to have to go in here and use another SR scene card. I don't want to do an SSR. I want it to be an SR. And being that this is the unit tied to, let's see, for the one tied to Tiona, I can actually give her the unit that does strength and dex. Be a great assist for her. Also, let's see, skill info. So 60% critical damage and 6% critical rate. So some crits out of Tiona would be great. Now, if you're worried about Tiona lasting in the fight, the honest answer here is Tiona, because of what Cassandra will do defensively, Tiona will hold her own. She'll be fine, and we really need those hits for the final fight. Let's go ahead and look for a different scene card for Cassandra. And we're looking for int. Here's HP and int. And I think that's going to be the right one. There we go. We'll give a little HP and int. And let's see what the actual skill info is. Special move damage and 1% increase. Damage increase to your unit. So I think that'll be good. And then finally for Tiona. Let's see. Probably do want a strength increase. Let's see what we've got here. So we've got int. That's not going to do any good. Dex isn't terrible, but I need some damage increase. Because what we're doing is... I don't think it's going to do her any good, but... It's sold. Let's do it. I know they're really just made for Bell because he does both magic and physical. But, whatever. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's see what happens. So essentially what's going on here is I know now exactly how many assists I have and how many assists I need. Like I said, I've got 6 fights left. I have 15 assists. I would prefer to have 18, but it's just not in the cards. It's not what I have. I I know roughly how many scene cards I've got, and I know that once I get into my URs, I could probably start reeling back on scene cards a little bit, because once I'm using all URs, you know, some of those scene cards will be a little bit less pungent, especially when I'm into like the level 70s. The reason I don't want to upgrade these units to level 70, yes, it would make the fight a little faster, but those resources I'd rather spend on units that I'm going to use on the regular. So if I do like an extra SR or even an SSR or so scene card right now, it's like short-term loss, long-term gain. I can maybe upgrade a unit later, or even maybe get a unit up to level 80 if I'm really lucky, that I didn't have up there before. So if I use those items now, though, that could really negate my chances for, you know, the big buffs that I need in the final fight. The other half of it is, and I didn't really talk about it here, but when it comes to the ability... Ooh, we are... No, okay, no, we're not down a unit. I thought we were down a unit. They got here a little earlier than normal, though. Now, if the bosses will group up, that'd be the best, because then everybody's going to be damaging everybody simultaneously. But it seems like that's not going to happen, so... Hopefully, they can just tag team one boss. Looks like that's kind of how it's going down. Yeah. So 50 seconds left. All right. Their barriers aren't standing a chance. Looks like this little trick just kind of put us over the limit. And that's great. That's great. Orc King's the only one left. Yeah. So just those little scene cards made a world of difference. So the end scene cards really weren't pulling their weight, even though they were minor buffs. But here we are. We're beating them right at the very end. We had 5 seconds to spare. That I basically want that. I talked about this in the last fight. Is I want that kind of really close match, because that lets me know that I have very, very, very little overpower in general in this team. That means that that's more good equips and scene cards and units and all that I save for the later matches where it really matters. So, like I said, up to this point, every fight should probably be up to the ragged edge. If you have done a fight and it has not, if it's been super easy, I hate to admit it, I think 5 was that way. I probably need to go rerun that. You probably do want to rerun some of these fights and then go back and try again. You really don't want an easy fight. An easy fight is a bad thing. Let's go here. I feel pretty confident about that team I just made. So let's go ahead and make our int team for this. And to do so, we're just going to kind of, blank slate. Let's get rid of her. Yep. Let's get rid of her. Yep. And these, I think we all have to... I don't think there's a way to, just empty this. But, yeah. There we go. There we go. The other half of it is, and I know somebody's going to be asking the question, what about the ability board? Well, we'll cover that here real quick. So, let's go ahead and filter this down by... let's filter this down by electric units. Okay. And now I have... Why can't I use her? Remove. She must have already been used, so she's already sealed. So I've got 3... So who do I want for the final fight? And somebody's going to have to get leveled up to level 80. So now I've got to make some tough decisions here. So, Bet. We'll have to look at his skills. I think what I need to do is... he's at level 1 across the board. So if I level him up to level 7, let's see what it says here. Can't really limit break him, but attack multiplier 255%, cooldown 2000, cooldown 800, front facing round AoE attack multiplier 180, 90 with a cooldown with a single front facing, and 72. versus Finn, who I honestly think is just going to be better all the way around. Yeah, he's already well updated. So I honestly think Bet is going to be my unit here. So let's go ahead and change him out. He's going to be my main DPS. Now, I need other units, and I only have 3 slots after this for any type. So we're going to basically build not a rainbow team per se, but we're looking now at units that aren't going to be on the final fight. So let's do a full reset here. And I'm going to sort by attribute. So we've got 3 blues. That's good. I have 3 purples. That's good. 3 yellows. That's good. 3 greens. That's good. 3 reds. Okay. So now I'm going to start making choices. We know we can't solo this. This might be bad. This might be one of those where I have to go back and rerun some older fights. So, purple... I don't remember when and where I ran those units. So, sealed details. So, if I go back here, here's the units I used. Here's the units I used. So, it looks like I used her here. Why did I use her there? Oh, well, that is what it is. So, man, I used some URs here. I think they're super unleveled, though. Yeah, that was probably way overpowered. So that's a team that I would probably want to go back and rerun. So some of those older fights I'm going to go back and rerun and unlock some units just so I can build a better team here, because I promise you some of those other fights were probably way too easy. So now I'm going to go back a few yards and really ponder what I want, because I've done some major over-leveling. Good news is if you need to see what to do here, just go back here, like I said, seal details. That team should be okay. That team's big question mark. Let me go rerun that. And that team should be good. That's the team we just ran. So I know that this team, we're going to have to go do something else there. Because otherwise, this fight is a no-go. So I'm going to go mess with that, guys. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below. If that's content you want to see, let me know as well. Maybe we'll record that and talk about that. Till then, like, comment, and share, and I'll be back with more coming up here real soon.